What it do, what it do, what it do. I am here. I am here to talk to you guys. Oh, about the nerd stuff. All the pop culture stuff that goes on in our world. But I want to do a special thing going on because it's October. I want to get more into the spirit. And there is a new movie of a franchise that's been going on for so damn long. One of my favorites, Halloween Kills, coming out October 15th. And I want to go over all the Halloween movies with you. Of course, starting with the first one. Um, and yes, I will go through all of them, basically giving my personal review about these movies. And because I'm hardly like an expert on these movies and stuff, but sorry if you guys can hear something barking in the background. It's loud neighbors. Um, but yeah, I want to go over these Halloween movies with you because, like I say, the Halloween movies are my favorite. It's they're like I hardly like horror slash scary movies, but these these movies they they put a chill down my spine. Like, aside from the looks of how some of these movies are made, but the music and they're just amazing. But yeah, let me get into the first one because I don't want to get confused with all the other Halloween movies. I'll get to them when I do. But let's get into the first one. So yeah, the first one. I mean, that movie came out like in 1978, and John Carpenter, Deborah Hill. They wrote the screenplay for that movie, and it is amazing how those two just knew knew how to make a horror movie so so like suspenseful in a way because it's like they try to really build up the moments of when Michael Myers kills his victims. They they drag it out to the extent where you realize that, oh, Michael, like, it's not even something that they're trying to do to like drag it out to let you not know when he's gonna kill them, but like showing that Michael Myers is someone who just really observes his victims before he kills them. Because there is even a scene when he kills one of the boyfriends, the one who went down to go get I forget his name, the one that went down to go get more beer, and uh, the big guy with the glasses, and Michael Myers just. I mean, he knew someone was in the kitchen, and then he opens the door. Michael Myers just comes and Michael Myers is someone with strength, with just you know, just crazy amount of strength, and he kills him, and by just stabbing, his famous weapon, the kitchen knife, and he holds him against the wall and just stabs him there, and he stays there, and John Carpenter even told him too that he was like, yo, after you do that, just start tilting your head, so like as if you're like admiring your work or something, that he's just or like you're just like, oh, like you enjoy looking at a dead body or something. I don't know, like some psycho, but yeah, and it really it really shows you that Michael Myers is like a force to be reckoned with. Um, More like a force of evil. How what's his name says it, Dr. Loomis. Um, Speaking of which, Donald Pleasance, yeah, played by Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, who really is, I think, the most the most amazing part of this movie, because yeah, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously, and I haven't talked about her yet, but like, yeah, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, the main chick, and yeah, she is good. She plays an innocent person so much in the beginning that by the end of it, you see her just trying so hard to survive that she's just adapting in the process of it, and it is just amazing. But Dr. Loomis to me is like, because you basically, it starts with him in the beginning, and he already talks about that, like that Michael Myers is, never to let your guard down around him, that he needs to always be watched. He needs to like as soon as they found out he was escaped and all that out of the hospital, and he was already worried. He already saw all the worst things that are about to happen just by seeing him drive away. He saw the worst, and he always knows that Michael Myers, like, it's weird that he never wants to like just like ever just kill him in the beginning, because yes, when he ends up seeing Michael at the end, he does end up killing him. And I'm like, why wouldn't you have ever done that in the beginning? Like, did you think you were trying to help him? And maybe it was just for a doctor to get research on a patient, because he always talks about it, that when Dr. Loomis saw Michael Myers as a kid, he said, and I'm not I'm quoting exactly because I hardly remember. I saw the movie like 2 days ago, I think. But he was like, when I looked into his eyes, I did not see the eyes of a child. It was all black and darkness, as if I was looking into the eyes of the devil, or not even the eyes of the devil, the eyes of like pure evil, as if like Michael Myers was like an entity of evil, a force that would never die. As being basically the boogeyman. What was it Andy? This is the little boy, but Tommy. That was the name, Tommy. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, cause Tommy was, you know, kept on talking about the boogeyman. Is the boogeyman real? And that's what Michael Myers was supposed to look like, even though they used the William Shatner mask and just painted it and messed with the hair a little bit. But it works. It works because it's not so much the mask, but like the body, like just like because John Carpenter even said it, like why, because he said why he casted the guy to be Michael Myers, Tony Morgan, I think. Uh, yeah, he wanted Tony Morgan to be Michael Myers, the body, and he was like, there's something about his walk, that it's just like it seems threatening, scary in a way, and it does. Like, oh, like the shots throughout this movie are so scary, and I think it was shot. God, I hope I'm not getting it wrong. I think it was shot in L.A. The leaves were all not even real; they were all painted. They put them all out there, but it looked very much like a suburban area. Supposed to be in Haydenfield, Illinois, which they took Haydenfield off from uh where Deborah Hill, I think, was. It's a town in New Jersey, and she just took that name and made it be in Illinois, so it's not like a real place. But it looks very suburban, especially with the leaves, very November, October looking. and yeah, and then when it gets dark at night, it's just so scary because I live in a suburban area too, and I know that when you look down a certain street and see certain houses, and yeah, there's street lights, but there'll be like certain houses, and then the rest of it, the background, the street is just all black and darkness, and like you don't know what's out there, and it's scary as hell. And that's how it was when like Tommy was like looking out the window, and you see across the house, and the rest of the side is just all darkness, and that is just a scary image, like that image alone. And then later, when Michael Myers comes out of that look, that shadowy area, and you're just walking down the street. It brings chills down my spine, especially with the score, because the score is amazing. Also by John Carpenter, so for him to do the score for his own movie that he wrote and directed, so like that's it's like it's like I have a vision of something and I'm gonna write it, and then I want to actually play it out. So he directs it, and then he's like, I want to play the music that I'm hearing in my head. So I want to play that, and he's just like putting all of that in one, and it's just amazing. And I'm pretty sure um there's other like movies who do that, like or directors that do all like direct it, write it, and compose it. But with this, it's like for horror movies, like it's very rare, and it looks so amazing. But I think I think it's good. And to get to Jamie Lee Curtis, like yes, she is she plays this role so amazingly, and I don't know if she ever. I think she probably doubt that she wouldn't gonna like. She didn't think it was gonna be good or something, but it surprised her that the movie was doing really good. But she said it took off like 3 months after it like debuted, so or like premiered. But yeah, and she just plays being scared so good. Like when you see her being scared or like frightened, and she keeps seeing Michael Myers around her throughout the town, and just being a little nervous or suspicious about her surroundings. And it's like you feel that like, oh, she's afraid, and then when it all happens, and it's just so she's just and then at the same time she tries to like pull herself together and take down Michael Myers. It's really good. and and yeah, Michael Myers. And yeah, the blood count in this movie not so high, because when we get to the other Halloween movies, some of the blood counts would be very high, and the deaths would be very very unusual. And let me say this, that now that the the way Michael Myers mostly killed in this, like obviously he has his main weapon, the kitchen knife, or he would choke somebody until they, you know, run out of air and die. But yeah, and that's very Michael Myers. That's very boogeyman, because it's not like he wants to be fancy with his killing. It's just that he just rather kill someone quietly or quickly. And then I feel like he ends up using those bodies to show his main victim or something, to scare them, to put like more fear in them, like, oh, and then because I feel like he does that probably in some other movies. I'm not quite sure. I feel like he has, but we'll get to those. But I feel like, yeah, he does. He always, he'll strangle someone. Like he doesn't do it in a way that someone nearby would hear it. Because every time he's about to kill somebody, you could tell like they just want to like scream for help, but they can't, because it's got him by the throat every time. And this is a man with unbelievable strength. Like for him to just grab people and just barely put up a force with most of them. It is just like you believe like, oh, this man is strong. Like when you see him fall off something, you're like, oh my god, he's not that. This man can take certain hits, and yeah, that's the thing. You see him get stabbed multiple times. You see him get shot multiple times, and then yeah, like the end, you see him get up and walk away, and you wonder, like, yes, is this the boogeyman? Is this what literally what Dr. Loomis is saying in the movie? Is what he's saying is real? That Michael Myers is not a person. He's not a man. He's not even like the devil, but he is evil. He is pure evil. He is the entity of evil. He is the force of like darkness that Dr. Loomis just goes on, and later on his monologues for describing Michael Myers as being like the entity and force of evil is just so out there, so ridiculous. But Donald Pleasance does it so amazing. Like it's just it is the best part. Like every time I hear his monologues about how Michael Myers he's evil, he's not a man, he's a being, he's a force. I just start like, oh my god, this man's just going to town, and it is amazing. But yeah, most of all of his kills were just very stabbing and choking. He doesn't go crazy, and yeah, because he killed you know uh Laurie's friends. She had two friends, and he killed both of them. One in the car, um, and the other one, for some reason, I'm blanking out on. Oh yeah, he strangled her while she was on the phone with Laurie, and then he killed her boyfriend. And then he killed the dude that was off screen. He killed the dude that he stole the mechanic suit from, and yeah, and I guess he killed his obviously his older sister when he was a child. Um, but and you think like, oh, this guy, he killed these people, but you know, you wonder like, oh, and that's what makes this horror movie so good. That it's like, oh, it's like he didn't even kill a lot of people. He's like, there wasn't like no blood or anything like that, and that's what makes it so good. That you see like the cinematography of this movie, and you're just like, oh my god! And with the music, it gives you a chilling feeling. It's more of like a thriller of like when is he gonna kill these people? Not so much how is he gonna do it, and like, oh, how much blood is there gonna be, but when he's gonna do it. Because yes, the kill count is low, but each of those kills he drags them out. He did like there's like like an obstacle these victims have to do in order for him to pick his moments and just go at them. But you know, the rest of the rest of the movie, it's really good. It's very Halloween. There's pumpkins. Stuff like that. You see kids trick or treating, kids pulling pranks. Um, yeah, and it's crazy how you see Michael Myers and his whole getup going around town in daylight, following kids around a school, and yet nobody says a thing. I don't even think this is a big town, or this is supposed to be a big town. It's a small town. Because there's a moment that Michael Myers drives by Dr. Loomis behind him while he's talking to an officer, I think, or waiting for an officer. And he just drives by in broad daylight wearing the mask and the mechanic suit. No one notices. No one says a thing. And and yeah, that's what gets you not upset about the movie, but just very like, wow, how how does this happen? How he's following kids around school? No, like, where are the adults? That's the thing. Like at night when you see Laurie banging on doors or something, it's hard for her. Like, no one comes out to help. Like, and yeah, if you see the new trailer, like for Halloween Kills, you see the whole town's this time. Why not pitch in, man? Yes, it is something you see in the first movie that, but it helps. It really helps build up like the suspense, the thriller, like the scariness of the of the movie because it is so much more than just the style of killing or like the blood or whatever because they even made a tribute in the Halloween when they were watching The Thing when yes there were a lot more horror movies like that it's just like you see this thing and basically like my thing and it's like oh my god it you know you're like oh this is horror and that's what Michael Myers is and yeah and honestly it really is the music for me is the music. I hear that music and it is just and there's a moment in the movie where they play the 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 music and it's on a piano or keyboard. I'm not sure. One of those. I'm bad with instruments. Um, and you hear the a moment. It's very short, and it goes like din something like that. Oh my god! If I'll put it in if I could. But yes, and it is just it. That's the moment. That's like a 2 second sound in that score that just brings my chills on. And that's the moment when Michael shows up. That's the moment when you see him on camera and they play that that little thing. And yeah, it is amazing. Um, but yeah, it is a good movie. You know that first Halloween, Chef's Kiss is the best. Jamie Lee Curtis amazing. Donald Pleasance fucking outstanding. And yeah, and sorry about that. But yeah, that movie it's cast is amazing, cinematography is amazing, score's amazing, director John Carpenter freaking amazing. I highly recommend that movie. It is a good Halloween movie to always watch. And I think I'm looking forward to talking about the rest of the Halloween movies. Honestly, not so much the third one because Michael Myers spoiler, Michael Myers is not in that one. But you know what? I will talk to that one for you guys. For the whoever ends up watching this video that cares about another random person's opinion about a Halloween movie because they'll just be like, why? Or maybe I might say something that you agree with that no one else does agree with you, and then you'll be like, you know what? This guy gets it. Or maybe I don't. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, there's nothing. I don't know. If there's any more I can say about this movie. It's one of my favorites. I love it. Michael Myers, my number one horror, monster like horror figure, and yeah, and I this movie 10 out of 10 for me because yes, this movie I love it. I've seen this movie so many times. I'll continue to watch it a couple more times. I always end up watching in October because yeah, you gotta keep the tradition going. But yes, this is fun. I hope this little review helped you understand how good Halloween is. It is more than just a guy in a mask killing people. He's not like they never identify him as like some sort of serial killer, at least not yet. Um, but yes, this is a man who, in a way, just wants to kill his younger sister as if he's trying to finish the job of killing everyone in his family. So that, I mean, that seems to be the premise for most of these Halloween movies that we'll get into. That is, yes, he wants to kill a relative of his, you know, of him. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this. The next one will be Halloween 2. I think that's what's just called Halloween 2. I don't think there's any other name to that. And yeah, Halloween 2 coming up next. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I will say here now, if you want to follow me, my IG is High Level Nerd. As you can see it in the banner too, as what this is. High Level Nerd with two eyes. Because we're never sober here. We like to be up in the clouds, feeling peaceful, feeling feeling the good vibes. You know, I don't appreciate the negative stuff. I know that I'll probably end up encountering some of you guys. Some people will just be like, "Oh, yo, this guy looks retarded. This guy looks stupid." He, what the fuck is he talking about? Well, you know what? I don't care. I'm just saying this to whoever the fuck does listen. Whoever gives a damn. No, no. I mean, I do this for me too. I do this, because I feel like I need to say something. I'm not someone with that many, people to talk about with this stuff, or so I say it out there. It helps me, you know. It helps saying it out loud. It helps to know that if anyone out there cares about the Halloween movies, then yes. So thank you for those who listen, and I hope you enjoy the rest of these. I feel like I will, except for that third one. It's gonna be such a shit show. But yes, um, follow me, RG. Like I said, High Level Nerd with two eyes on the high. Um, I don't post much on there actually, so if that's if you just wanna get to know a little bit more about me, kind of see what I'm about, see mostly what I'm into. As you can see, it's a lot of stuff, but yes. So, um, always, always have the good vibes around, cause it's always important, you know. It's always good to try to be happy. So enjoy yourselves, people. Stay safe out there. Go watch Halloween. It's amazing. And I'll see you next time. Stay frosty.